Something huge happened. I know I haven't posted in a while, even though I said I would. I did not, I lied again. So I'm just gonna be frank with you guys. I'm not very motivated to make videos because I don't have a PC. So I make videos on my phone, so it's kind of like, ugh. But I do want to start making videos now. On Five Nights at Freddy's and Dead by Daylight, because those are my favorite games. But recently, it's, FNAF is turning 10 on the 8th, right? So recently, Scott Cawthon is doing a whole week of new stuff. So new fan games, like a demo, a new book, and he did another interview with Daco, which is awesome. You should totally watch that. Today, he was going to do an announcement, a collab announcement. Now, of course, I have wanted for years and years and years, basically since I started playing the game, I've wanted Five Nights at Freddy's to be in Dead by Daylight. That is my dream license. I love Five Nights at Freddy's, I love Dead by Daylight, I feel like it fits so well into Dead by Daylight. FNAF is perfect for Dead by Daylight. It's like the perfect license for Dead by Daylight. I've always wanted it, and so of course I was thinking, oh my god, a collab? Please be Dead by Daylight. But then there was a roadmap for Dead by Daylight, and none of it lined up to where I could see Five Nights at Freddy's working. I don't see them announcing Five Nights at Freddy's and Dead by Daylight right before the Castlevania chapter comes out. That's what I thought. Today, I was scrolling through YouTube and I saw Schmuckles. I'm like, huh, oh, he's a new FNAF speculation video, okay. And then I scrolled down again and I saw a Daco video saying FNAF was in Dead by Daylight, and I screamed and jumped around like a madman. I have never been so happy. I've obviously calmed down, but I can't express my joy and how much I was sad earlier. I get sad when I hear people say Dead by Daylight and FNAF is never gonna happen. But now, look what's happening now. It is official. Dead by Daylight posted Dead by Daylight X Five Nights at Freddy's coming summer 2025. Right now it's summer 2024, so I have to wait a year. But I can wait. I can wait. That is the perfect thing Scott Cawthon could have done for the 10th year anniversary. Is announce, hey, FNAF and Dead by Daylight are happening, by the way. Holy shit, no way. I can't believe it. I'm so happy. Like, I have over 1,000 hours in Dead by Daylight. I love Dead by Daylight. And I'm just so glad it's finally going to happen. I'm just so happy, guys. Thank you, Behavior. Thank you, Scott. I love you guys so much. This was the I'm so happy. I'm content. I can die peacefully now. This is the best day of my life. The day FNAF was announced in Dead by Daylight. August 5th, 2024. The best day ever. Holy cow. I'm just super stoked. But I'm not just gonna make a short little video telling you guys, hey, it's out, because you guys already know that it's out. I want to make a video talking about just what I want to see for FNAF and Dead by Daylight. Now, Behavior is a great company. They do a great job of doing adaptations for license. And I think Scott is also great with wanting what he wants and getting it done. So I think Scott and Behavior are gonna do great. Like, I have no worries about, oh no, they're gonna ruin it. They're gonna add Freddy as a killer, and then they're gonna add Vanessa as a survivor. Oh my god, they're gonna ruin it. Please, oh no, it's gonna be what we want. It's gonna be what we want, and what we want, everyone already knows. I'll say it later, but it's finally happening. Yesterday's Daco, I might have already said this, I probably did. Daco released an interview with Scott Cawthon, and he asked Scott what his thoughts were on the Dead by Daylight collab. And Scott Cawthon said this.
There is a collab announcement tomorrow from this interview. Whatever it is, I don't know. But it seems that you've been more open with collaborations with games recently, the Funko one as well. Are you more open to more collabs since we last spoke during the last interview? Like, would you be interested in whatever it is, I don't know, like Fortnite or Dead by Daylight? Have those popped into your head at all? Or
I'm very careful with collaborations because I want to protect the brand and I want to make sure that Five Nights at Freddy's stays as Five Nights at Freddy's. And there are some games where even if I really enjoy the game, it just doesn't feel like a good match. It feels like a mismatch. The brand integrity is the most important thing for me, and keeping everything feeling like it belongs. And so that's really been my only hesitancy. I feel like I am branching out a little bit, and I am a little bit more open to those things than maybe I was in the early years, but I'm still very careful about it. We'll just see. We'll see how things go.
Okay.
So after watching that, I was like, I mean, it's a big maybe now. I feel like FNAF and Dead by Daylight is up to Scott. I feel like Behavior's fine with it, but Scott doesn't know if he necessarily wants it. And I was kind of a little disappointed because it kind of sounded like he didn't think it was going to happen. But then today, it's confirmed, and holy hell, it's happening. So I'm just flabbergasted. Everybody's freaking out. This is the perfect crossover for a video game, and the perfect way for the 10-year anniversary. But I want to talk about why it works so well in Dead by Daylight. Why FNAF is perfect for the game, and why I think it's just uphill for Dead by Daylight. It's just uphill. It's Dead by Daylight. Oh my god! I think it will have the most players it's ever had. And I know I've seen people say this, they're like, oh yeah, most of those players are going to be kids. Okay. Do you realize the game has been out for 10 years now? Do you realize that most of the fans are adults? Yes, there are some kid fans, but the chances are a little kid isn't going to play Dead by Daylight. Maybe teens like me, I'm a teen. I play Dead by Daylight, so I guess I'm a kid. So I guess they don't want more kids, which I understand, but here's what you can do. You don't have to play with the kids. You could, if they're being annoying, just mute them, block them. It's not that big of a deal. Plus, there's already kids in Dead by Daylight, and a lot of the people in the Dead by Daylight community already act really childish and are pretty toxic. So I don't really think that is a good backup for people saying we don't want FNAF. People also say it's too childish, which is hilarious, because I don't even have to explain how that's a hilarious statement. I just put up a couple pictures of things in the game that are way more not scary than a fucking serial killer murdered inside his own machine with his guts everywhere. And yeah, okay. Anyways, those are the main two arguments I see of why Dead by Daylight, or why FNAF doesn't work in Dead by Daylight. But here's why it does. First of all, it's already happening, so you can't do anything now. I've heard people say that if FNAF ever gets added, they're quitting the game, which is honestly hilarious. Anyways, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about why it works so well. So, I'm gonna go lore-wise first. Lore-wise, the entity, if you don't know the lore for Dead by Daylight, basically, there is this eldritch spider god called the Entity. It feeds on emotion. So what it does is it takes characters from other universes and puts them in a trial of cat and mouse, which is Dead by Daylight. So then the Entity gets the feelings that the killers have of bloodlust, and they also get the feelings that the survivors have, like fear and hope when they win, and there's anger from the killers, and there's sadness from the survivors, and all this different emotion comes out in the strongest way it can in Dead by Daylight, and the Entity feeds on that. So the Entity picks very specific killers and survivors to be in the trials. Here's why the entity would 100% pick the Five Nights at Freddy's universe. Now, if you guys don't know about FNAF, the main story is there's a pizzeria in the 80s. Two guys make it, William Afton, Henry Emily, and turns out, I'm not going to explain a lot of the lore because it'll take me like 18 hours to explain all of it because the FNAF lore is humongous. But anyway, William Afton is a child murderer, and he is kind of a mad scientist-ish. I'm not going to say he is, but he wants to possess energy from killing kids. So he kills them and then he puts them in animatronic suits, and then the kids' bodies possess the animatronic suits, and then he realizes this, blah blah blah. Later down the line, he wears a suit, right? A mascot costume to lure the kids and kill them. And that suit just so happens, if you've seen the movie and read the books and played the games, you'll know what I'm talking about. But they have these things called screen locks, and basically they work so that the suit can be worn as a costume and also an animatronic. But if the screen locks go off, then the machine parts will go back into place, and if someone's wearing it and the machine parts go back into place, you're gonna imagine something very fucking gruesome and a very painful death with like a fucking metal and steel going into your lungs and all your organs and all your blood. Basically, the kids' souls get out of the animatronics that they were trapped in, and they corner William Afton, and he fucking dies. He just straight up dies in like the most painful death ever. Later down the line, he comes back to life as Springtrap, possessing his own body, and he goes around and tries to kill you, the main antagonist, because he hates you, because you're part of the reason why he died. It's so weird. I'm not going to explain it too much because it's going to take forever. But basically, when you hear that story, you're like, oh, okay. That doesn't really seem like a kid's game now, does it? William Afton is the perfect opportunist for the entity. First of all, he's already murderous. William Afton would love to be in the entity's realm. The main reason why is the survivor, I think, would be Michael Schmidt. And I feel like William Afton will hate with all his guts Michael Schmidt, and he'll want to do anything he can to kill Michael Schmidt and anyone that gets in his way. The survivors, that gives him motivation to kill the survivors because he hates Michael and he wants to kill his friends. He wants to kill everyone that gets in his way, and he wants to understand. I think he would want to understand the entity and listen to the entity, and he would be a disciple of the entity so he can do his killing and harness his weird power and shit. But basically, that's Springtrap. He's a walking, zombified, robotic corpse who is a serial killer. So he goes along with so many of the other killers. Oh, hey, there's a robot that killed people because it became sentient. Hey, there's a guy from a farm that he eats people and he doesn't know what he's doing. He's scared, so he just kills people with his chainsaw. Oh, there's this fucking all-powerful lich that doesn't give a crap about anything and wants to harness the entity's power. Oh, I can go on and on. But anyways, it just fits so well with the other characters. It's perfect. Five Nights at Freddy's is huge, humongous. So he just works so well for Dead by Daylight. Michael Schmidt, he's survived like so much stuff. Spoilers, he dies in the 6th game, but everybody dies in the 6th game basically, except for Henry, the guy I mentioned earlier. But I feel like the perfect moment for the entity to take William Afton and take Michael Schmidt is during FNAF 6 Fire, and the entity sees the hatred, sees the fear, all the emotions, and does its black fog and takes Springtrap and takes Michael. And maybe it takes the pizzeria too. That's what I think the story will be for the entity taking them. But they're perfect for the entity. So that's why I think lore-wise it works so well. Otherwise, it's just design-wise. It just fits in nice with all the other killers. It's a horror hall of fame. FNAF is... might be the most it might be the most popular horror game. Don't know about other ones like Resident Evil. That's pretty popular, but I think it's the most popular modern horror game. That's for sure. So many people play it. It makes so much money, dude. I'm happy. I've wanted this for so long. It's finally happening. But here's what I want. I've kind of already said Springtrap Michael. So what I'd want, which I'm not worried about the chapter being a disappointment at all, because Scott and Behavior are working on it, and I trust them with the game because they've done so many franchises justice, and they're gonna do FNAF justice, and FNAF's gonna do Dead by Daylight justice. So I'm not worried about that. But here's what I think will happen. Here's what I know is gonna happen. I don't know it, but here's what I think is gonna be added for the FNAF chapter. So this is a maybe, but I'm hoping a map. Now, they can do so much for a map. Definitely have a pizzeria in it, but if they're going with the third game with Springtrap, which they will be going with Springtrap, I would think Fazbear Frights. And the main complaint I've heard with Fazbear Frights is that it's too small of a location. But with Dead by Daylight's Behavior, I think it'll be an indoor-outdoor map. But anyways, this has been like the best day ever for Dead by Daylight and FNAF news. I think a lot of people are happy. We finally can rest knowing that FNAF is happening. I know this was a long-ass video of me just blabbering on about it, but thanks for watching and listening. Tell me what your thoughts down below are about FNAF being in Dead by Daylight. See you, and blah blah blah, blah 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 blah, and blah 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 blah. I had to cut out a lot in this video because